Despite these similarities to the old fairy tale, the Beauty and the Beast television series is not really a modern version of the fairy tale, but its own story. In the television series, the significant transformations are internal. After a violent attack, Catherine's skilled plastic surgeon erases the physical scars, but Vincent's love is what heals her emotionally. In turn, her love and acceptance begin to heal his deep emotional wounds, caused by a lifetime of feeling unworthy of romantic love. Catherine's ability to see not only Vincent's inner goodness and poetic soul, but his genuine exterior beauty is magic enough to change his life. In turn, Vincent's faith in Catherine's innate strength and goodness and courage is the catalyst for her to call upon that strength and bravely face and fight the evil in her society. Visually, with its candlelit chambers, labyrinthine rivers, and shadowy cave figure, Beauty and the Beast shares some common themes with Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical The Phantom of the Opera, which premiered October 9, 1986. But the relationships between the main characters develop in markedly different directions. In the musical, which was based on the 1911 novel Phantom de l'Opera by Gaston Leroux, Christine originally believes the mysterious Phantom to be an angel of music capable of only of good. Her trust erodes when his malevolent side becomes apparent. In Beauty and the Beast, Catherine's initial wariness of Vincent gives way to love and trust. By the end of the third episode, Siege, the questionable ethics of incredibly wealthy, handsome Elliot Birch turn him into a monster, and she realizes altruistic Vincent is her ideal love. They do not speak of this, but Vincent's empathic connection with Catherine tells him where he stands in her heart. He answers by leaving a copy of Shakespeare's sonnets on her balcony, marking the 29th sonnet with a rose. Shared literary interests are a recurring motif as the relationship develops. In the pilot episode, Vincent and Catherine read to each other from the Charles Dickens classic Great Expectations, with its message that love matters more than social class. Works by Shakespeare, Wordsworth, Blake, and other great writers are often quoted in the episodes that follow. True lovers of literature, both Vincent and Catherine select and share specific poems and passages that have taken on intensely personal meaning. At the conclusion of Nor Iron Bars a Cage, she reads to him from Wordsworth's Surprised by Joy, but begins at the 8th verse because that's where the sonnet begins to reflect their situation. At the end of season 2 and into season 3, a few key lines from a Dylan Thomas poem that was actually about mankind finding common ground in the grave become a promise that no tragedy can break the bond of love. As the villain Paracelsus reminds us, a love of literature and learning is no guarantee of a noble heart. In Vincent and Catherine, we see intelligent people whose emotional depth permits them to sympathize with others to an extraordinary degree. Their lives are filled with passion at all levels. Passion for enjoying literature, music, and art is matched by passion for helping others and passion for one another. Their strong emotional responses to life are reflected in their musical taste. In Down to a Sunless Sea, Stephen Bass identifies Catherine's favorite opera as Puccini's Tosca. In A Happy Life, reference is made to how much Vincent loves Edvard Grieg's Piano Concerto in A minor. Neither piece of music is considered a masterpiece, not to the ears of most musicologists anyway, but both works endure, probably because they do evoke strong emotions, particularly in people who are predominantly feeling-oriented. The intensity with which the main characters approach life allows them to accept risks and make sacrifices our retiring souls would never embrace. Catherine's burning desire to help her troubled world takes her out of the high-paying, comfortable world of corporate law and into the inelegant offices of the district attorney, where the pay is low and the work is often dangerous. Her commitment to her work keeps her from moving below, but at least to some degree, so does her need for a life beyond the confines of the tunnels. Vincent touches on this more than once by urging Catherine to continue experiencing life in her world for herself and on his behalf as well. Episodes such as Remember Love and A Fair and Perfect Night grant glimpses of Vincent's unfulfilled yearning to go above. Time and time again, his thirst for first-hand experience of life beyond his world leads him to wander the streets above, under the cover of night. Although their worlds keep them apart, Vincent and Catherine are drawn together and united by a deep love. With parallel traits and common interests, these two extraordinary complex characters complement and complete each other. They are equals, able to love selflessly and without concern for a balance of power. With Beauty and the Beast, the television series The Quest for Love, A Tale for All Time, becomes a moral fable for our time. Thank you.
Now, I don't know, just a little addendum to Jana's thing here is that for those of you who might be fans of Doctor Who, I would say keep a very close eye on episodes. I believe they are 2 and 3 of the upcoming season, because it takes place in New York, and there are a group of people living beneath the city of New York who are very tunnel-like, and there is a beast of a sort running around, and there's a impossible love story. So I have to say that whoever wrote this upcoming episode of Doctor Who definitely must have been either a fan of the show or at least was extremely familiar with it, because there are several references to Beauty and the Beast. So if you are watching this upcoming season, which I think either premieres this weekend or next weekend on Sci-Fi Channel, keep watch for that. I think it's episodes 2 and 3 of this upcoming season.
Last night was supposed to have episodes 1 and 2.
1 and 2, okay.
I don't know.
So it's the first, the 2 they're set in New York. I'll just say the title of the first one is Daleks in Manhattan. So, so anyway, there are some interesting parallels there as well.
Just one last thing, if anybody does want to sign the Get Well card for